Our sudden attack has plunged the enemy armored battalion into chaos. They have been left reeling, panicking, scrambling to plug the gap that we punched into their front line. Our scouts report that they are urgently redirecting forces from other areas to the north of our previous attack to set up a new defensive line. We could use this opportunity to widen the breach in the enemy's front line. We are not going to attack once again towards the north. This time we are going to attack towards the east and then hook around, putting us in a position to flank any new defense line that they might set up. Our tank company has been reduced in strength due to battle damage. We now have 2 platoons left that can participate in the renewed attack. Our attack will be sudden and hopefully come as a surprise to the enemies in this area, but we must not underestimate them. They had time to prepare positions, and cornered men are dangerous. Hello there, and welcome once again to GHPC, and welcome to HILLSIDE HAVOC Part 2, the second and final part of the HILLSIDE HAVOC little mission series. We are once again playing the M60A3 TTS. Quite the nice tank, really fun to play, and this is the very much upgraded version of the M60 tank. So we have all the nice goodies. We have a fire control computer, we have thermals and smoke launchers. Everything that is really nice to play with. And we are not alone. With us we have our platoon, and over there we have second platoon standing by to advance together with us. Today's mission is to advance and destroy the enemy at the objectives. Let me show you. So in the previous mission we have cleared this line of hills here in the north. This time we are gonna push back the enemy on the right side. Make sure that we clear these hills here. To do that, do we advance through the village? It's a little bit risky, but it might help to put us into a nice position here, pretty much directly in front of Objective Ash, and also on a shortcut to Objective Swamp. The village is sitting on a hill. If we go through the low ground here, this might also mask our approach until we emerge from the village, allowing us to get quite close to the enemies. It's risky, there could be enemies in the village, of course. Let's try it. I'll be vigilant. If there are enemies, we'll adjust our approach accordingly. I think I hear a plane in the distance. Maybe. Let's advance. Yeah. We are going. Okay. Thermals. Of course, the thermals on the M60, even on the M60A3, they are quite bad, as you can see. There was a plane. There. That's a MiG. That's not what I like to see. But as I was saying, the thermals, I mean, at least we have some, but you can tell how grainy they are. Oh, and by the way, since the latest update, we can also switch to black hot instead of white hot. But let's keep it to white hot for now, I think. It's a little bit easier to use. Second platoon is on the advance. Nice. I'll try to go through this gap here. But you know what? I have plenty of smoke. Let's smoke off the hilltop there. If there are enemies up there, they will not see us coming. And also not see second platoon coming. They seem to be going around the left side of the village. Still nothing that I can see. Maybe we do switch to black hot. It's a bit easier to read the terrain like this. So far nothing. The village seems to be clear of enemies. Looking here. Nothing. Advancing. Now objective should be... there it is. Contact! No, I missed. That looked like a scout. Guess he saw us coming and decided to bug out. Second platoon is shooting at something, so maybe they had line of sight to him as well. Yeah, shots are flying. He got out. Second platoon is seriously shooting at objective Ash. Is there something else there? That looked like something was hit. Not sure. But they are shooting up that hill. Like there's no tomorrow. Okay, now that we are in the open ground here, platoon, formation line. What the? Oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Helicopter. Aim. Hit it! Nice. Let's switch to the commander's machine gun. There he is. 50 cal. Hitting. Oh, he's going down, okay. Tank. I don't like the sound of that. There's a chopper going down, oh my god. Okay, that's 2 helicopters down. That's awesome. Let's advance. They called out an enemy tank somewhere. I have to be vigilant. Let's switch back to white hot. But this huge fire is now blinding me a little bit. We have a tank spotted in the distance. Let's smoke that thing off. And also place some artillery fire on it. Shots being exchanged with something. Probably that enemy tank. I can't see it. Enemy APC. Spotted it. Heat next. Not sure if I hit or not. I don't believe I did. Heat round hit, I believe. Let's shoot again. I believe it to be dead. Search for more targets. Contact! Hit it. Next target, left side. APC. I believe that hit, I'm not sure. Let's advance. Stop to shoot. And advance. Focus next target. Stop, lace, shoot, move. Keep going, keep going. We are terribly exposed here. Stop, lace, shoot. Let's get into this low ground. Lace, shoot. Still shooting short here. There's smoke in between us and it. Okay, I'm gonna use that smoke. It's dead now. We are out of heat. Load armor piercing. Is there more? Oh boy, that was a lot of enemy vehicles. What about that guy? Let's make sure that he's dead. I don't trust this. Let's make sure. 2 saber rounds. That should have sealed the deal. That thing is burning. There's one right down here. My god, they are so well hidden. But objective swarm seems to have been cleared. No more contacts reported. Second platoon has taken up an overwatch position on the hill. Nice. We need to restock some ammunition. Urgently. We are down to 5 rounds in our ready racks. So we need some more rounds. While we advance here. Did I lose a tank? Looks like I did, huh? Yeah, I lost one up there. Damn it. Okay, we're advancing towards Objective Oak. Know what I might do? What if I flank Objective Oak by going up here and then going like this? Let's try that. Platoon, formation, column. Get in behind me. And I'm gonna stop moving on rounds after this one. Okay. This has to be enough. Going up this hill. These buildings in front of me here. This is where I want to be. Where I want to advance to. Is there anything on that hill? So far there isn't. I also have to pay attention to the other side of the hill, of course. Oh, this is very open here. Very, very open. Now what, I'll advance to the buildings. I'll use them as cover. Very open indeed. There's something here. Tank! Round out. More tanks there. Let's get into cover behind the buildings. Before it can fire at me. APC in front. 50 cal. Got it. Tanks burning in the distance there. It says that we hit them all, but you know me. I want to make sure. There's one. Doesn't seem to be on fire. Let's help with that. It's on fire now. Something there. Doesn't appear to be moving. That's a good sign. I'll still make sure that it's indeed dead. Anything else? Not right now. Continuing to move along this ridge line with my other tanks behind me. There. Yeah, it seems to be dead. Let's still put a round through the side of the turret. Now it's on fire too. No way for the enemy to recover that one. 1, 2, 3. So there was a string of 3 entrenched tanks up there. That's good to know. Platoon formation line. Oh, what a lovely sight. With the fires burning in the background. What a lovely sight. Really nice. Could you like go back a little bit or put your gun out of the frame? That's lovely. This is very lovely. Alright, let's take a look at the after action report. NATO lost 2 tanks, Pact forces lost 12 pieces of equipment, 17 men. NATO lost 2 men. We fired a lot of shots, but among those 141 shots there are also the machine gun rounds, so I guess you have to subtract those. But we are gonna take a look at it. Let's start with the first shots of this mission. Okay, first shot, fired by me towards the scout on the hill. I missed, fired shot, he disappeared behind the hill. Oh, there were 2 of them. But then second platoon got involved. As they advanced, they spotted these scouts trying to retreat, and they opened fire. That's why I saw so many rounds fly this way. So this round hit the engine of this poor scout, and I guess that's curtains for it, because it's not going anywhere. And now they just continue to shoot at this guy. Heat round into the engine, heat round into the side of the vehicle, shredding the gunner, also hitting that ammunition there and possibly igniting it. So yeah, this one is dead, but looks like one escaped. I bet it's the one that we meet later at the end of the mission. And now the helicopters arrive. Ho ho, nice. We for some reason don't see the armor-piercing round that I fired at one of these helicopters, but we do see this is 50 cal ammunition hitting the helicopter here. Yeah, hitting it. Hitting it nicely actually. With plenty of rounds on the fuselage. Okay, so the order was reversed for some reason. This is the armor-piercing round that I fired first. Let's see. 5 minutes, 13 seconds, 230 milliseconds. Yeah, 5 minutes, 23 seconds. Okay, so this round was actually fired first. I don't know why the order is reversed. My armor-piercing round hits, but it's not a really good hit. It doesn't do any substantial damage. Most likely just ripped out a piece of the fuselage, that's it. I continue to pepper it with 50 cal though. Of that plenty hits, but some also misses. We have plenty of misses it seems, and we see a helicopter going down, so I believe that once again the order is a little bit off. Or did it indeed go down at this point? Might be. No, we see that the order is indeed a little bit off. We see here some misses flying off into the distance. I guess the time is counted when the shot impacts something, in this instance the ground off in the distance. But we do get plenty of good hits in as well. I even killed a pilot with the 50 cal. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. 50 cal rips through the cockpit, hits the pilot's head, penetrates the pilot's skull, hits the pilot's brain, and I guess this thing is now going down. Continue to hit that thing. Very awesome. Very awesome. And the helicopter indeed does go down. Yeah, I am hitting it more. We can see that the pilot has slumped forward in his seat. I'm continuing to hit the fuselage. Some rounds are missing. Plenty of rounds are missing, in fact. But some are hitting the helicopter as it's going down. Very nice. More rounds missing, others hitting the tail here. Very nice. And now we see the second helicopter being lit up by tanks from to my right, I believe. I believe this is the tank to my immediate right. He fires an armor-piercing round into this helicopter and hits, well, hits the little wing that the rockets are mounted on. Penetrates the rear fuel tank. Okay. Another tank takes a shot with an armor-piercing round, and this one is really good. It goes in through the bottom into the engines and smashes the engines. So I believe that this helicopter is now going down too. Yeah, I believe that's curtains for both helicopters. Nice. And now one of my tanks spots an enemy tank in the far away distance. At 2,207 meters, he fires an armor-piercing round at it. And the round does manage to penetrate through. Penetrates. The gunner is severely wounded, the commander too. Maybe both are even killed. But we don't hit any ammunition. No. Counterfire from something. Okay. Okay, I see what this is going. Okay, you know what? Let's take a quick look at the enemy's defensive position here. So up there is Objective Ash, this hill here with the dead scout car hitting on it and second platoon advancing towards the hilltop. This is my platoon advancing. Here we have the village, and in the village I'm sure that we have plenty of enemies. Yeah. Okay, I see a string of APCs. Let's call this one number 1 or left side. Yeah, let's call this one left side. Here we have one in the middle on the left, so this is middle left, middle right or low ground, and right side. They are all entrenched. I see something else near to these houses here. What do we have here? A T-55 sitting in a hole. Very dangerous. And then off in the far distance I see the string of enemy tanks that we engaged at the end, and that one of my tanks engaged just now. So we have here left, center and right. It's just 3, yes? Yes. Okay. Good. Now that we have classified them, and we see that left side BMP is launching an ATGM, a Concourse. That's why the BMP-1 is still dangerous. These ATGMs are really, really potent. The Concourse is fired and spirals in towards my tank on the right side here. It hits the turret. As you can see, directly the turret front, strongest armor, still penetrates through. Absolutely shreds the loader. Wounds the commander and the gunner. So the whole turret crew is wounded or killed. And the energy of this round also goes back there into the ammunition rack. Let's see, do we have ammunition fire? Propellant casing hit. Warhead hit. Well, it doesn't appear as if warhead detonated. No, that's the missile warhead. Okay. It doesn't appear as if this tank will be on fire from this hit, but yeah, the turret crew is... The loader in particular is really messed up. He's most likely dead. One of my tanks, which one? It is that tank that has just been hit. So what came earlier? 6 minutes 14 seconds, 6 minutes 12 seconds. So they managed to fire the round that they have in their barrel at center left. This BMP here, and it looks like they put the round straight down the barrel. Wow, that's amazing. Shot straight down the barrel. Awesome. This should destroy the gun breech. So this tank should be unable to fire now. Or well, this APC. Absolutely amazing hit. They still have the ATGM in the tube though. I advance and spot the APC on the right side, and I put a shot through its turret, but I don't think that this did too much. Oh well, actually, I hit and penetrate a warhead, so I believe that this thing will now be on fire or detonating. Another one of my tanks engages the same APC, it's the one just to my right. Fires a shell through the turret of this thing, armor-piercing shell. We can see that this smashes through the turret and out the other side. Let's see, gunner viewport. So I guess the gunner's side is smashed. The gunner is wounded. His torso is hit. The missile launcher and the missile tube are hit, so that weapon should be out of action. Very nice. Maybe with the gunner seriously wounded and his side smashed, maybe this vehicle is really out of action. But I managed to fire another shot into it. We can now see though that the crew is starting to bail out. The commander is already bailed out, the driver is still inside. I expect him to bail any moment. The gunner is still inside. I put a heat round into the turret and this one does a lot of damage. It goes down into that ammunition, into the ammunition conveyor back there. Propellant casing is hit, a booster charge is penetrated. So this thing should now be on fire. But just for good measure I fire another round into it. We can now see that everybody apart from the gunner, who's most likely dead, has managed to get out. His body is just shredded at this point. Now, I turn my attention to the APC sitting in between the houses, so this is center left. We know that this thing has already received a hit down the barrel, but the crew is still inside, so I suspect that it's still alive. Maybe not after this shot though. Heat round hits the turret, goes right through, goes also into those lovely fuel tanks in the rear door of the BMP, making this vehicle a proper death trap for everybody who's inside. A warhead is hit, gunner is hit, gunner is probably killed looking at how many wounds he is receiving. A warhead is penetrated, so yeah, this thing is done. I try to shoot at the left side BMP, but fire short. Somebody fires back at my tanks. My rightmost tank is being fired at by the APC in the low ground. Heat shell flying in, and whoa boy, hitting, penetrating, and also penetrating propellant casing along the way, so this tank will be on fire. It's done. The commander is wounded, his right foot. I hope not too bad though. I believe that the crew can get out and survive. I fire once again at the left side BMP. I put a round through his turret, doing a lot of damage. I believe this vehicle to be defeated. I turn my attention to the low ground BMP. I miss, fire high. I receive a hit in return. Oh, that's dangerous. Yeah, the low ground BMP fires at me. Heat round flies in and is thankfully stopped by the turret armor. I'm lucky. I fire back, but fire short. Fire into the berm in front of the vehicle. Somebody... Who is this? Okay, second platoon. Apparently spots the enemy tanks all the way in the back. And they engage one of them. T-55 takes a hit at 1,800 meters with a heat round. The heat round penetrates. Gunner and commander are most likely killed here. It looks like a really bad hit, especially for the gunner. But we also do have propellant casing being penetrated, so this tank is most likely on fire now. I continue to fire at the BMP in the low ground, hitting the berm in front of it though. Where's this? Oh, that's the T-55 on the left side there. Second platoon is advancing to the top of the hill, and they are taking up that overwatch position and starting to shoot at the enemies that they can see. In this case, they fire at that T-55 sitting in his hole, and a heat round goes straight through the turret, penetrating propellant casing along the way, so that's it for this tank. Just to be sure, another one of the tanks fires, hits the turret too, but only really the loader's hatch. Yeah, doesn't go into the tank. We continue to shoot at the BMP in the low ground, and it looks like one of my tanks manages to score a good hit with an armor-piercing round. It goes in, goes through the driver's brain. Fragments go through the commander. A bunch of fragments go through the gunner and shred that guy. And then continue on through the BMP and exit out the back, hitting the fuel tanks along the way. This thing is done. The crew is dead. Before its demise, it looks like it manages to fire one more shot. Let's see. 56 seconds, 118 milliseconds, 802 milliseconds. I think that the timestamp is really for the impact, and since the heat shell is so slow, I believe that they just managed to fire this one before they got taken out. This one does hit this M60 in the frontal armor, penetrates through, the driver is killed. The gunner is wounded, his left leg is probably taken off. The loader is hit in his leg as well, his right leg. But the tank itself survives. Lucky for the commander there. I continue to engage the BMP in the low ground. and I put a shell into it, a heat round, that is actually a good hit. The driver, who is already dead at this point, just gets decapitated, or what's left of his brain or his head gets smushed up. And, well, that's really all the damage that I'm doing. The gunner is hit too. Yeah, the rounds, the energy or the fragments go into his torso. So they're all sure to be dead now. I fire at the BMP in between the buildings, just for good measure, but we can see that it is abandoned. And again, not wanting to risk anything. And it looks like we are now advancing up here, next to these houses, and I start to see the enemy tanks there in the distance in the defensive line. So one of them has already been hit by second platoon. I just don't know which one. I spot this one, and I take a shot at it. Armor piercing at 869 meters, goes straight through the gun breech, straight through the commander's torso and head. Yeah, he's dead. And we do not hit any ammunition, really. We do not penetrate any ammunition casings. But still, this vehicle should really be messed up now. And the gun breech too. I spot another tank. I believe this one is the left side tank in this position. Let me raise this slightly just so that we can clarify this. Yeah, it's the left side tank. I shoot and I hit the side of the turret basically. Manage to penetrate. A lot of the fragments go into the gun breech, but a lot of it also goes into the gunner. Some of it into the commander. The gunner might be killed, the commander is at least wounded. And let's see. Propellant casing? No. No, I don't see any mention of propellant casing being penetrated. So it's not on fire, it's probably just taken out. I shoot again, trying to fire at this scout that is trying to get out of here now. But I fire high and miss. And then I decide to light it up with the 50 cal. I just lay into this guy, and 50 cal at this range, it's just punching through. It's just punching through. I'm killing the gunner inside most likely. Yeah. A lot of good rounds. Hitting spare ammunition, so this thing will be on fire most likely. Hitting the guys inside. And they are bailing out. Surviving crew is bailing out. Everybody survived apparently, they all bailed out. I continue to shoot rounds into the back of this thing until I stop. And now we come in between the buildings. I spot an enemy tank in the distance. This is, I believe, the tank in the center of the defensive position. I fire a round into its turret. I penetrate, kill the loader. Do I hit ammunition? Penetrated propellant casing, yeah, okay. Tank on fire. And the final round of this match, of this mission. I fire as we advance just to make sure that this enemy tank down here is dead. I fire a round into the side of the turret and I hit all that lovely ammunition back there. We can see that the driver already bailed out. Oh boy, what a mission. This really has been a fun mission to play. I very much enjoyed this. And the helicopters were a really nice surprise. That was quite interesting to see those. But the important thing is, we survived all of this. We managed to survive all of it, we came out on top, we have defeated all these enemies. And, most importantly of all, I enjoyed playing it, and I really hope you enjoyed watching it too. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think of these enemies that we engaged today, and especially these helicopters. I mean, if those Mi-8s had really gotten a good beat on us, with those rocket pods, I believe they could have really wrecked us. But they came in way too close, probably saw us way too late and already started to receive plenty of fire before they could really react. and were taken down in very, very short order because they just came too close. They came into 50 cal range, for God's sake. Oh wow. Still, really, really fun mission. I enjoyed playing it. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.